Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. Today I've got two replays to show you in the tier 10 Mercenary tank destroyer, the Ruthless. This tank has had a buff, so I'm going to quickly go over the changes that this tank has made. You've increased the top speed from 38 to 40 kilometers an hour. The reverse speed from 12 to 15, as well as improving the terrain resistance. So your firm has gone from 1.4 to 1.2, your medium terrain 1.5 to 1.3, and your soft from 2.3 to 2.2. So a slight buff to the terrain resistance, which just helps you with that mobility. They've also improved the shot dispersion penalty for movement and rotation from 0.23 to 0.21, which is nice, and then increased the reload or decreased the reload from a base of 33 to 31.7 because the reload was always horrendous on this tank. It's still not amazing, but the tank, the buff has definitely made this tank a lot better than it was. I still think, I'd rather be playing the FV1005 personally, but it definitely has, the changes has improved the tank, definitely. So yeah, that's enough of me rambling on. Let's get into the replays we have for you today. Okay, so here we are for replay number 1, where we've got a more sort of average to good replay, and then we got a second replay where we have a really nice game. So if you want to see the equipment and crew I am running, you will see that at the bottom of the screen now. The first replay is on Cliff with no artillery in the game, which is a blessing. And we are platooned up with the man, the myth, the legend of Turkey Tank. So with no artillery in the game, it makes our life a lot more comfortable. We're going to just try and move up into sort of the D5 location at the start. So that I should potentially have shots at tanks on the right hand side if they take the sort of bowl area on the right hand side, which they have, and I can also maybe get shots into tanks on the hill. I don't want to move too far in because I still don't have the best mobility, and with this tank and the long reload you have, I want to be in a position there once I've fired my shot I can sort of stay safe while someone reloads, but I also want to be in a position where I can try and be as effective as I can. Obviously with no artillery in the game, that is makes our life a lot easier, because with artillery I probably couldn't stay here because the artillery would just have easy shots onto us. So we're going to poke and try and see if we get our first shot in. This E4 pokes and we slap the E4 there with the Hesh pen, penning him for 1,471. Great start to the game. Now, as you can see, I do run the advanced reloader on this, which is the equipment slot, which allows you to swap between the shells. Because one thing this tank does have is a variety of shells, which can be good for you in different situations. You've got your AP, which has 310 penetration with 1,150 alpha. You then have your Hesh pen of 230 with 1,450 alpha, and you then have your HE pen with 92 penetration but 1,650 alpha. So I use that ammo swapper because you have a long reload, and then I can swap between what shells I need, because if I'm going to be able to pen something with the 230 Hesh, I might as well be able to instantly swap and then to get more damage. Which is definitely a good thing to use. As you can see, that E4 came and side on. I knew I could pen with the Hesh. I swapped with the Hesh shells and got that penetration shot in. If that was maybe it was frontally onto us, I could have swapped to the AP rounds and then gone through the lower plate, but I don't have to then wait for the tank to reload, so it just makes you a lot more flexible. So you can see we've got off to a decent start to the game. We are a couple tanks down, and a lot of our team have pushed round the hill on the 8-9. I feel like I'm just going to stay here because if anything wants to try and poke out of this bowl, I might be able to get shots in. The tank on the hill is a concern for me because I'm conscious he's just going to be able to shoot me in the rear. I swapped to the AP shell there to kill the E4. We do eat a shot for it, but we have killed a deadly dangerous tank. As you see, he was front onto us, so I used the AP pen because one, he only had like 800 hit points left. I didn't need the alpha. I might as well go for the shot, which is going to give me the best chance of penetrating the tank, and it's a good example of where the ammo swapper equipment slot comes into play. We should now be able to kill this enemy CS, which we do, picking up our second kill of the game, picking up 2,400 damage now. We have blocked 1,200. You can block a little bit of, damage off this tank. It does have the sort of worse version of the E4 turret, I should say. Like, your Cupola's nowhere near as strong, but you can still bounce rounds. It's still a very close game at this point, 10 versus 9. Now, the tanks in the bowl, like, I'd love to be able to push in and try and deal with those tanks, but with the enemy tank on the hill, like, that's not a good idea because they just have free farming to me as I make that push. So I'm better off just staying a little bit more patient and just trying to get some shots in. So I'm going to wait because it looks like some tanks have started to push across the 1-2, and I may be able to get side shots into these tanks if they just push across this hill. You can see there is an enemy E100 behind the house, and I'm hoping he backs up enough for me to pen him with the AP shells, and he does, and we roll for sort of 1,200 damage there, putting us on to just shy of 4,000 damage now and 2 kills. And if he pokes again, we'll be able to do the same thing. You see, the buff to the reload has helped. It's taken a couple seconds off is nice. It's still a very long reload. That Mantis is poking for shots into us, which is not ideal. So we're kind of caught in two minds here. I want to get shots on these tanks on the side. I'm also conscious that Mantis is just going to try and push up and get shots in. We hopefully can get a shot into this unskinned Stone Cold. We need him to back up a little bit here. Now I could change to the Hesh rounds, because I probably could pen this tank with Hesh. Unfortunately, I was hoping he was going to back up a little bit more than that, and we missed that shell, which would have took him out of the game. So that is a shame. He has now got punished, and he is on a one-shot. I would have loved to hit that and maybe actually one-shot the tank and picked up another 1,000 damage. I am consciously aware there is still a Mantis on the hill, and he is, you see, poking to get shots into me, and I think he does put one into me here right now. So now, yeah, it's awkward. I can't just full send across into that bowl because that Mantis is going to have shots into me, and if I stay there waiting, he's probably not going to, peek. But I think I am at this point. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck in two minds. I don't want to throw this game away. It's 6 versus 6, very, very close. Mantis gets another shot in, and now we're just going to wait and just hope this Mantis pokes again, and then we're going to put a shot in. If he tries that again, this time we're ready for it, and we hopefully be able to take him out, because if we kill that Mantis, this whole game becomes a lot easier because we've just gained so much. This gives us a lot more flexibility to make some movement. The Mantis does poke again. This time I was waiting for him, and we return our fire with that, picking up our kill, taking out the Mantis and confirming that area, bringing us into a 6 versus 4. We don't have to worry about getting shot by the hill now. We're going to wait, because I thought that tank was going to poke up, but he actually gets taken out, I think, by our friendly platoon mate, Turkey tank, and his Chinese 121B there. Only 2 tanks remaining now. Can we get over there and get another penetration shot in? I'd like to. I don't know where the TD is at this moment. I think it's an SU. I'm not actually too sure, but he actually snapshots Turkey, and yeah, we found out where he is right now. I'm waiting to see if he pokes up a little bit more, but it looks like our Turan is going in to take care of business, and he does kill him, leaving us just with this enemy Murat left to try and take out. I don't manage to get that shot in before he crosses. I just didn't have enough time. I'm going to try and come down here and see if we can deal with this Murat. I mean, at this point, I'm kind of suspecting him to die, maybe. It looks like an enemy medium tank or heavy tank has gone in to try and take him out. E4 has gone in to try and take him out. We got there in the end. But the Murat takes him out. Now, I know that means he can only have a maximum of 2 shells left, if any left. So I'm not concerned about him clipping us out because he can't do so now. But we just want to try and make sure we don't miss this shot, because if we miss this shot, it then probably out reload us and be able to kill us. So we take our time. I'm just going to wait to aim this shell, and we do aim it properly, and we finish off there with 4 kills, 5,300 damage, 1,400 blocked, bringing us to the end to the replay with the first class. But we've got one more replay to come, and this one we do have a nice game, so let's move on to the next replay. Okay, so here we are for the last replay on Fjords Ridge. We are platooned up with Petty 360 and Turkey Tank here in our 3-man platoon. Now it is a weird kind of team destruction and the spawn's a little bit odd on this one. So we're just going to try and push up, follow our platoon mates and see if we can give them a little bit of covering support in our Ruthless. And hopefully, we should be able to, try and get a good game and shoot what they spot. So quite early doors, you can see some enemy tanks have played quite aggressively, and this is an enemy M60 which we're looking to try and get a shot in. Unfortunately, we hit the train there. We was hoping this is, we should have let that shot aim. We could have hit that tank, and that was kind of a depressing miss because that should have been an easy big shot of damage there. Unfortunately, as it is, we missed it, and now we're on our long reload, and maybe we'll get another opportunity to shoot this M60 if he stays there long enough for us to get a shot. He loses the spot, but I kind of thought maybe he's still there, but he wasn't. And now again, not a great start to the game because we've got to wait like 30 seconds for that shell to load in now, and we missed out an opportunity to kill the M60. Now there's a lot of tanks in front of our friendly platoon mates, and they are just getting full sent. Swindle's Petty 360's already been full sent by a tank. This time we do kill the M60 on the 3rd time of arson, picking up just shy of 1,000 damage and our 1 kill. Just going to stay in this position to cover our platoon mates, because if they full send into Petty, then we want to be able to help shoot them. And unfortunately for Petty, he's getting a rough time of it because tanks are just going in one after another, and trying to take him out. And there's not a lot I can really do apart from to try and shoot the tanks in front. I swapped to the Hesh pen that back chat, put us onto 2,100 damage, picking up our 2nd kill of the game. Now we're on our big long reload. Petty is just in a spot of bother here. We're trying to do all we can to keep him alive in this light tank. But we just got to wait. He's on a 1 shot now, and it looks like this enemy light tank's going to come in. We are still reloading those, so we can't get the shot in, but we've now finished our reload. I want to try and hit this shot on this light tank to try and save Petty if possible. But I'm also targeted, and I'm not, I think there's some tanks in the background that have shots onto me, so it's a little bit awkward. I'm pulling back. I don't know if there's any nasty tank destroyers which are going to have shots into us as well. Tanks are now coming around. We swap to the Hesh pen. We do pen this enemy 114 SB2, and he gets finished off by our RU, putting us onto 3,500 damage. Unfortunately, Petty does get taken out. Not a great deal he could do about that scenario. I'm just hoping to try and get a reload in and see if we can take out this J Panther. But full health IS7 comes down. This time we use our AP rounds just to make sure we do pen that tank. And we do get a nice shot in, putting us onto 4,600 and putting that enemy IS7 onto a 1 shot to us now. But the enemy artillery is alert from our position, and this is probably the one thing I was fearing the most of, because there's not a great deal of positions I can get safe from this enemy artillery and still try and shoot these tanks, because there's so many tanks this side, and the majority of our tanks are all over the other side of the map. So we need to try and hit these shots, but we take out the J Tiger there, putting us onto 5,300 damage now with 3 kills. And we've made this push, the enemy team push, we've made very expensive for them. We put a lot of damage, well, we put 5,000 damage into these tanks. I've got my friendly J Tiger here with me. It's a little bit awkward trying to play off of him because he doesn't have a turret, but he's doing a good job of just trying to get these shots in. I'm hoping to kind of finish off this IS7. We do, thankfully that shot hits, picking up 6,000 damage now and 4 kills with 6 tanks remaining. Hoping this artillery doesn't hit me because it is a little bit awkward with his artillery in. We're trying to just evade it as best we can. Enemy Conqueror here, we want to try and pen this Conqueror if possible. We want to kill him quickly because he's keeping us proxy spotted, which means the artillery will have easier shots in if we're detected. But we can pen this. Hopefully we can finish him off. I swap to the Hesh pen so I can roll high enough to kill him there. But then I'll swap to the AP round because he loses a shot of damage anyway. And I thought I'd make sure we pen that shot because we didn't need the extra alpha. Good, another example of where that ammo swapper comes into its own. Putting us on to 7,000 damage now with 5 kills and a little bit of assistance. Looking to try and finish off his Emil, but it gets taken out. And there's only 2 tanks remaining. It is the enemy F3005 and the enemy artillery. One more kill, we can pick up the top gun if we're able to get over there in time. I'm pretty confident they're sitting in a sort of B7, B8 location. Just looking at the map, artillery gets spotted. Hopefully we can try and finish this shot in. And I don't know why we didn't fully aim that shell. Like, I snapped it because I thought that artillery was going to get absolutely evaporated. But I could have just stayed patient. I would have hit that artillery. I would have killed the artillery, which would have put me on 7,000 damage with 6 kills. So that was a bit of a mistake on my part. So it put me on some 8,000 damage. We already got 7,000. So yeah, that was a shame. That was, yeah, I misjudged by me. I shouldn't have snapped that shot. I should have stayed patient. And now I'm not going to be able. I will not have time to get over to this enemy tank destroyer. My best bet is just to stay patient and wait. And if his tank destroyer pokes up, who unfortunately has killed Turkey tank there, did snap that shot in. But he's crossing in the open. Can we get this shot in? And we do get the shot in, finish him off, getting the top gun in the end. Shame we messed up that artillery kill, but we do still go on to have a good game there, getting 8,000 damage and 6 kills with 500 assistance and the ace tanker. So that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching and happy tanking.
Hadouken!